mga kababayan. Pati na po si DILG, no?
Very good, very good.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the press conference of the Special Task Force Degamo. Welcome to our guests, especially the members of the media. Before we start our press conference, allow me to acknowledge the distinguished guests seated in front. Secretary Benhur Abalos Jr., sir, the Secretary of the Department of Interior and Local Government and Chairperson of the Special Task Force Degamo. Secretary Jesus Crispin, sir, of the Department of Justice, the Co-Vice Chairperson of STF Degamo, Senior Undersecretary Carlito Galvez Jr., sir, the Officer in Charge of the Department of National Defense and also the Co-Vice Chairperson of the STF Degamo, General Andres Centino, sir, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Police Lieutenant General Ricardo De Leon, sir, the Director General of National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, Police General Rodolfo S. Asurin Jr., the Chief of the Philippine National Police, and Police Major General John L. Stomo, the Deputy Chief for PNP Corporation, the Task Force Commander of SIPG Degamo. Before we accept the questions of the members of the media, please allow our chairperson of STF Degamo to give his opening statement, sir.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat, no? Kamukha po ng sinabi ni Jean, ni Colonel Jean. Ito po ang Task Force Degamo muli ngayon. Of course, si Secretary of Justice Remulla, si Secretary Charlie Galvez ng Department of National Defense, of course, the Chief of Staff Centino, General Dilg, ang De Leon of our NICA, and of course, ang ating PNP Chief Asurin, ang ating General Stomo. Ito po ang task force ng ating mahal Pangulo upang tugisin, no, ang mga suspect sa Degamo case at iba pa mga inosenteng tao. No? At ngayong araw na ito, gusto ko rin sabihin na andirito ang byuda ni Governor Degamo, si Mayor Mrs. Janice Degamo, at ang mga mayors po ng Negros Oriental, no? Nandirito po sila ngayon. Ako po'y magbibigay ng mga updates sa mga nangyari as part of the continuing investigation of the shooting incident that transpired on March 4, 2023 at Pamplona, Negros Oriental, which resulted in the death of Governor Ruel Degamo and 8 others and the wounding of 18 more other victims. The Special Task Force Degamo would like to announce that 5 more suspects who have a direct participation in this incident are now under the custody of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Maraming salamat. Yes, from the custody of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, kanina po ay nilipat na po ito sa NBI. No? Kaya gusto kong pasalamatan, of course, ang AFP, ang DND tungkol po rito. Prior to this, last March 2023, another suspect who earlier surrendered was turned over to the custody of the NBI. As you may recall, less than 6 hours after the attack against Degamo, yung mga unang araw po ito, 3 suspects have been arrested by the joint elements of the PNP and AFP during the hot pursuit in Bayawan, Negros Oriental. Subsequent thereto, another suspect was cornered and engaged, pursuing teams from the PNP and AFP that resulted to the death of the suspect. So yung unang araw na yun, 4 po, no? 3 yung nakuha at yung isa ay namatay. Thereafter, another suspect fell in the hands of the authorities during pursuit operation. Tapos isa pa ang nakuha. Hence, As of today, we now have a total of 10 suspects under custody. Inuulit ko po, 10 na ho ang under custody ng pamahalaan. These suspects have voluntarily offered relevant testimonies that will help the task force build a strong case against the perpetrators as well as the intermediaries and mastermind. The National Task Force Group investigation and legal under the Task Force Degamo is now in the process of completing the documentation of the initial statements taken by the investigators from the suspects presently under custody. With this development, we are grateful to the military component of the Special Task Force Degamo led by AFP Chief of Staff General Andres Centino for taking the initiative, and of course Sec Charlie Galvez of the Department of National Defense for taking the initiative to facilitate into taking into custody of the 3 suspects. Actually, 5 na ho ngayon of the 5 suspects. We would also like to commend and recognize the efforts of the Philippine National Police headed by General Rodolfo Asari Jr., the NBI led by Attorney Midardo de Liemos, and other related government agencies for their invaluable support and assistance to the task force. Indeed, our collaboration in the past few weeks have paved the way to the surrender of the individuals responsible in the murder of Degamo and others. As we speak, joint military tracker teams remain focused in pursuing leads, including information provided by the suspects under custody. Marami hong nakukuwang mga impormasyon na binibigay ng mga suspects. Tandaan ninyo, 10 po ito. To account and arrest the remaining suspects is still at large. Para sa mga natitira pa, mga suspect, muli, paulit-ulit namin sinasabi na sumuko na po kayo. Marami na pong mga sumuko, mag-isip-isip na rin kayo at sumuko na rin kayo. So, we would like those who have knowledge on the circumstances of the crime and location of the remaining suspects to come out and cooperate with government authorities so that justice can be served to the victims of this gruesome crime. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
When we heard short statements from the OIC of course, the Secretary of the Department of Justice.
Thank you. As stated by Secretary Abalos, we now have in our custody 10 persons, 9 of whom participated directly in the attack against Governor Degamo, and the 8 other victims and the 8 other deaths that happened and the other injuries that were sustained by the people. These 9 people have been talking to the authorities about their roles in the incident that happened last March 4, and we expect much more results in the next few days when we are able to speak to the rest of the suspects, because we have not yet formalized their statements. We will be getting their formal statements the next few hours and next few days. We have to be very systematic about getting the statements, and we have to be very, very thorough about the facts that we can elicit from these people. And we expect that the evidence will turn up already against the masterminds in a few days. We believe that it will be a good time to name the masterminds after we have spoken to the 9 suspects. There will be a lot of revelations that we expect to happen. So I'd like to congratulate the members of the Armed Forces of the Philippines for their invaluable support in this operation. Of course, the Philippine National Police was very, very instrumental in paving the way for many of the information to filter through for the task force to move forward. So we just have to go on with the work, and the NBI is now actually in the middle of everything, getting the statements of these suspects and trying to get the most important facts out so that we can build our case. Ang tawag po rito, case build-up na po tayo. We're now building up the cases that we will be filing in the next few days. Mapasalamat rin po kami sa NBI. Siyempre dahil wala hong tigil ng support role ng NBI dito na tutulong ng tulong. At salamat po sa lahat na kasama sa effort kasi hindi ho madaling gawin to. But it just shows that the whole of government cannot be defeated by anybody. Hindi ko kaya ang whole of government natin. We are resolute in this pursuit for justice, and we will not stop. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Maybe we also request our ICDNB Secretary Galvez, sir, to give a few words, sir.
Unang-una sa lahat po, kagaya po na sinabi ng ating task force commander, si Secretary Benhur Abalos. Nung unang tumawag po siya sa akin, nangyari po yun, talagang humingi po siya ng tulong para sa solve dito sa ating karuban-tuban na pagpatay kay Dr. Degamo, ay tuloy-tuloy na po na tumulong ang ating armed forces. And then afterwards, the President called out all over for the service of the armed forces. And within 10 days, we were able to see na yung lahat ng involved sa buong mundo ay nandito po lahat sa atin. And we would like to congratulate the joint effort of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, especially under General Santino, at ang ating mga kapulisan at ang member ng NBI na halos yung ginagawa po namin na every other day na gano'n po, nag-meeting po kami dito sa DNB at sa DILG para at least ma-focus po natin yung operation po natin. Madam, as we have, Ma'am Janice, as we have promised to you, the President, that we will give justice. At nung pumunta po kami sa inyo, na sinabi po namin na there is always time for reckoning, and the reckoning is today. And now, the reckoning is God is good. Thank you. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, sir. Before we start our question hour, may we remind our media friends and partners, we can entertain one question and one follow-up so we could entertain and accommodate others. The first to ask questions, sir, is Mr. Mar Gabriel of Net25, followed by Ms. Leia Ilagan of UNO.
Hi, sirs. Good afternoon po. Sir, may we know kung anong mga bagong information ang i-share sa atin ng mga bagong sumuko ng mga suspect na hindi na ibigay ng mga nauna nating na-aresto at napasuko?
Well, they're still undergoing a tactical interrogation right now. No? Kaya inaano rin, tinatanong pa sila for the case build-up.
Itong new batch kasi was able to withdraw from the scene and stay in a safe house, and were extracted to another place. So we have an idea of how things happened after. At least yung first part kasi, hot pursuit, nahuli na natin yung mga tao, yung first part ng mga suspects. Ito naman, what happened after yung kanilang pinapaliwanag. Pero hindi pa kami kompleto. The details were still very sketchy, and we're getting the details out. Hopefully by Saturday, tapos na kami sa questioning at question and answer format yung ginagawa namin.
But what is interesting here is that of the 10 under custody, 9 are ex-military, and 1 is an ex-military trainee who did not finish the course. So from this, makikita mo yung training ng mga taong to. That's quite interesting.
Sir, based dun sa mga initial info na ibinigay ng mga suspect, how confident po tayo na makakapag-file tayo ng airtight case against the mastermind at sa ibang mga suspect?
We're very confident. It's just a matter of time. We just have to get all the statements together so we can link all the evidence together. Pero magagawa namin. We will identify the masterminds, at least the first ones that will come out.
Ms. Lea, please.
In short,
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, bukod po dun sa mga testimonya ng mga nahuling suspect, ano ba po ang hawak nating ebidensya na mag-DDM doon sa mastermind?
Marami pa kaming hawak na iba. Hindi lang namin pwede i-detail yan. At yung mga baril naman, nahuli ka agad, no hot pursuit. Marami kami nakuhang ibang ebidensya.
Kasi ang mahirap po yung piecemeal na pagbibigay namin. Sana maunawaan ng mga nakikinig po ng mga kababayan natin. Mas maganda kung matapos na lahat ng investigasyon, isang latag, isang ano lang ba. Ang gusto namin sabihin ngayon is that ang dami na nakuha ng under custody. You could just imagine yung dami ng informasyon na nakuha natin. Sabi nga ni SOJ, yung una hot pursuit. Pagkatapos, ito, lumipas ang ilang araw, lumipat ng lugar, nahuli pa rin, natakip pa rin sila. So, doon pa lang makikita nyo yung lawak ng ebidensya ang hawak natin nakatukan.
Actually, we can treat this as a surrender. Kasi the pressure of the task force, the work of the government is very, very much felt on the ground. Kaya, we believe that this caused a lot of people to surrender because they know that we will not stop, we will not relent, and that it's a better decision to cooperate with government. That's why we treat the last five people that we have taken into custody as surrenders. They are surrenders.
Sir, doon po sa 10 hawak mo, ilan po doon ang nag-DDM sa isang mastermind? O meron silang informasyon na para-pareho na sinasabi nila na ito yung mastermind?
Wala pa kaming statement dyan kasi hindi pa kompleto ang statements ng lahat. We have to talk to everybody, at least the last few suspects that have surrendered to us. Kakausapin pa namin para malaman namin. Pero ano yan totality of circumstance pa rin. Malalaman namin mo from everything kung sino ang mastermind.
Thank you, sir.
May we call on Ms. Marisol Abduraman of GMA7, followed by Mr. Paul Montibon of SMNI.
Secretary Abalos, you mentioned that 9 out of 10 have direct participation. Can you elaborate, like how direct is their participation po? Kasama po ba dito sa siyang yung mismo bumalo sa government?
Well, talagang direct na nandun. Talagang direct. Pag-file dito, malalaman nyo. Pero kung sinasabi namin direct participation, the word direct is within that crime scene itself.
So, kasama po yun mismo bumalo sa government, Secretary?
Well, nandun, the word is direct. No? So, at least makikita nyo kasama ito sa mga operations. So, ganun katindi ito. If you are looking at the videos, bilangin mo kung ilang tao at yung nasa labas, then you will get an idea kung ilan na halos ang nakuha. Okay.
Sir, did they mention?
That's why I would really like to commend the valuable work of General Santino and his committee of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Hindi biro itong nagawang ito dahil it's not just a pursuit. As explained by the Secretary of Justice, ito yung nangyari afterwards. Ito yung nagpulasan na. Nasa ibang lugar na. And yet because of this effort, ganun pa rin they're not in custody. It's a good, it's really an immense effort, and it's worth the effort, so I would really like to commend them on this. Yes, Marisol.
It's also a product of excellent intelligence work. We can say excellent intelligence work.
Sir, did they mention, at least man lang sa mga hawak nila ngayon, kung sila mismo ang direktang kausap ng mastermind? And meron po ba silang binigay ng name?
Well, everything as I've said, sana maunawaan ng ating mga kaibigan ngayon. Ilalabas namin lang ito para alam po ninyo yung progress at more or less masiship nyo sa iniisip ninyo na maganda ang tinatahak namin. Pero sana maunawaan nyo rin, ayaw muna namin ibigay ang lahat ng informasyon hanggang handa na po talagang maisampa sa korte po ito.
Marisol, I think that we cannot expect all conspiracies to happen in the same way whenever a crime is committed. So when you ask that question, you are presuming something already. So we have to look at the totality of everything. And we're still doing that.
Thank you, Ms. Marisol. Mr. Paul Montibon, sir.
Good afternoon po. Itatanong lang po namin kung paano po ninyo napagsasabay ang investigation, pagkuhan ng mga informations doon sa mga direct na may direct involvement dito sa case na to, doon naman sa indirect po na may involvement sa crime, lalong-lalo na kasi bukod doon sa nag-surrender po, may mga hinahanap pa po tayo, di po ba, doon sa profits.
Kamukha ng sinabi ko po, yung 10 na nakuha ay tanong ni Marisol ay direct, di ba? So ngayon, may mga case build-up tayo, importante ang intelligence work, importante rito ang tulong ng ating mga kababayan, tungkol sa mga tips, yung mga nakakatanggap din tayo rito. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin to. Ang importante, dumadami lalo ang informasyon at dumadami ang sumusurrender. Yun ang importante, kaya nga sa iba pa nakakaalam dito, sa iba pa makikilalaman dito. Naku po, kamukha ng paulit-ulit namin sinasabi, mag-isip-isip na kayo, sumuko na rin kayo. Sumuko na rin kayo. Wala na kayong pupuntahan dito. Kompleto ang military, kompleto ang police, no? Kompleto po rito. Ito na whole of the government approach, no? Kamukha ng pinangako ng ating mahal na presidente. Talagang gagamitin natin ng legal, ang gobyerno para matugis ang mga pumasok dito. Kaya sumurrender na rin.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Secretary. Sa AFP at saka sa PNP, kumusta po yung level ngayon ng effort po ninyo doon sa Negros Island sa mga tao na pinaghahanap pa po natin? Gaano ba katindi, kahigpit yung security at paghahanap natin doon sa, particular na sa Negros Oriental?
Yes, thank you. Meron tayong nabuo din na unit doon in Negros, composed of the brigades and battalions in Negros. As I mentioned earlier, maliban sa current taskings nila, binigyan din natin ng additional task to help the other agencies sa pag-pursue ng mga suspects, pag-protekta ng mga families of the witnesses, and even yung pamilya ng mga suspects na sumurrender. We are also securing them. And we know also that aside from those implicated, yung nandun talaga na directly participating sa nangyari, meron ding ilan na will probably be helping the direct participants in the commission of the crime. Kaya yun din ang pinagtutulungan ng AFP at PNP in our current efforts in Negros.
Okay, on the part of the PNP, we continue to conduct joint patrol with the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and we continue also to conduct a threat assessment of our elected officials at the local level. And we continue to provide additional security should there be a need of our local officials for additional security.
Thank you, sir. May we hear from Mr. Glenn Huego of DCWB, followed by Ms. Angel Ronquillo of DZXL.
Sir, nabanggit lang kanina nung company, hello sir, nakikita ko. Nabanggit lang po nung company, Congressman Arnie Teves kanina. Bakit daw para bagang may pinipre-judge na raw agad sila? And parang leaning towards sila na po talaga yung may kasalanan. Sir, meron pa bang mas malalim sa investigasyon daw kumpara po kaysa po sa kanila lang? Tapos nakasend yung investigasyon.
Binanggit mo namin ang pangalan niya. Did we mention his name? I'm asking you, did we mention his name? Have we prejudged anybody? Have we concluded anything?
Yan po ay sabi ng company nila sa
Well,
Attorney Tomasio.
If they will not come forward, then default. Not a choice. I don't have to say anything about what they say.
Sir, doon naman
Sir,
yes.
sagutin ko lang, no?
Yes, sir.
Naging very professional kami rito since the first press con. Nilalatag namin ang mga ebidensya na nakukuha namin. Binabahagi natin sa ating mga kababayan yung mga sumusuko at mga naaresto. At parati namin sinasabi, mahuhuli namin ang mastermind. Ngayon, kung sino magsasabing kung ano sasabihin nila, kung baka sila tinutukoy, opinion nila yun. Wala akong magagawa doon. Basta simple lang sinasabi namin, tutukuyin namin ang mastermind base sa ebidensya, base sa testimony, at base sa legal na pamamaraan ng ating batas.
Sir, sa defense ng siguro sa AFP, may binigit kanina si President Marcos na calling kay Kong Arnie Teves na pwede siyang pumunta rito, then bibigyan ng security, magde-deploy security kung gusto ninyo. Any reaction on that, sir?
Kung ano po yung putas-putas sa akin ng ating mga presidente, gagawin po namin.
Thanks, sir.
Hi sir, magandang hapon po. Sir, ilan pa, Angel po from DZXL, ilan pa po yung hinahanap natin na at large sa Degamo case?
Ano to eh, the direct conspirators, siguro may mga 5 tao pa hanggang 5 to 6 people more may have something to do with the conspiracy to commit this murder. Kasi makikita nyo, planned ito eh. It's a planned attack. It was executed with military precision by former military people. At it's a very sophisticated operation that will not happen without the cooperation of many people. Kaya yun po ang kinakailangan namin pag-aralan pa. Kaya we have to piece together all the evidence.
Sir, Secretary Remulla, dun sa naunang 5 suspect po, meron po ba tayong nakikita dito na posible po maging state witness?
That will be determined later on. The necessity of having one is one question, because I think that people voluntarily surrendering and giving their stories is a very important part of this pursuit of ours for the truth. Kusang loob binibigay yung mga testimony. That will of course benefit them in court when they do their statements voluntarily. State witnesses are considered later on in the trial proper. When they are discharged by the court, they have to be discharged by the court for certain reasons and certain conditions.
Last po kay Sir, kay PNP Chief. Sir, ibangka daw po sa buhay si Congressman Teves kaya hindi siya umuwi sa bansa. Meron po ba kayo natatanggap na info na talagang may banta po siya sa buhay?
So far naman po ay wala. But we'll look into that.
May we hear from Ms. Marlene Padiernos of Bombo Radio, followed by Ms. Bea Bernardo, PTV po.
Hello sir, good afternoon po. Sir, tanong ko lang po, papasok po ba ang Philippine National Police sa plea bargaining agreement po ngayong ito nga po mga suspect na nasa kustodiya na ng pamahalaan is tumutulong po sa pagbibigay ng information po sa kaso?
I think it's not the PNP that would determine that, but it would be the court or through the Department of Justice.
Kay Secretary Remulla po, sa po.
Plea bargaining will come after the charges are filed and only if necessary. Ano lang yan eh. Basta yung marami kasing factors na kino-consider, but some circumstances can be mitigating for those who voluntarily give the information, voluntarily surrender, and many other things can mitigate criminal responsibility. Pero plea bargain is not even considered right now.
Pero nagpahayag po po ng willingness po itong mga bagong mga sumuko na tumulong po sa investigation, sir?
I think that's why they surrendered.
May we hear from Ms. Bea Bernardo?
Good afternoon po, sir. Sir, balikan ko lang po yung circumstances ng pagsuko ng mga 5 suspect. Paano po sila sumuko, kailan? And may mga natatanggap po ba silang threats kaya sumuko na po sila sa inyo?
We will reveal the operational matters later on. Hindi na muna ngayon, basta they surrendered.
May we hear from Ms. Tina Nolasco, and the last to ask question is Mr. Bernard Ferrer of Sunshine Radio.
Hi, sir. Bernard Sunshine Radio. To military official po siguro. Sir, isa po sa naging reason ni Congressman Teves kaya hindi po siya nakakabalik sa bansa ay dahil po sa banta sa kanyang buhay. May namomonitor po ba ang militar na banta sa kanyang buhay at saan po ito posibleng manggaling?
Wala tayong na-monitor na gano'n. Sabi din naman ng GPNP na walang report sa inyo. We will look into this.
Kanina po, in-offer po ni Presidente na since may private jet naman daw po si Congressman, if ever kung saan siya gusto niya mag-land, yung kanyang private plane, i-offer ka ba sa airbase, may arrangement na po ba sa military in case na bumalik nga po si Congressman Teves, kumusta yung magiging security niya?
Nasabi ni Secretary Galvez kung anong sasabihin ni Presidente na i-direct sa amin, we will perform that instruction.
Thank you, General.
Is there any other question before we terminate? We can entertain 1 or 2 questions. J. Mark Degala po.
Yes, sir. Yes, mga sir, magandang hapon po, J. Mark Degala po, Radyo Pilipinas. Tanong ko lang po kung sino po pwede makasagot. Na-recover na po ba yung baril na ginamit doon sa pagpatay kay Governor Degamo?
Sa first day pa lang, na-recover na. Kasama yan sa ballistics na examine na yan. Nakita na yung, nag-match na yung ballistics.
So yun na yung solid lead natin doon, sir.
Well, evidence na yun. Kasama yan sa hot pursuit. Kasama yung mga baril na nahuli afterwards.
Thank you, sir. For our last question, Ms. Marisol.
For CISA, that's the subject of idea. Sir, we understand these are all ex-military. Can we just note they have records if they have been involved in such crimes before?
Yun nga, very unfortunate that those involved were former military, but we say former military dahil they were discharged dishonorably years ago. Merong mga kaso sila noon, kaya sila na-dismiss sa service yun. But we don't have any data before this incident na involved sila sa mga criminal activities. All we know is that they were dismissed from the service. May records kasi tayo. Some of them were even discharged dishonorably as 2008 pa nga, iba. So matagal na sila. Yung isa doon, nag-training lang pero hindi nakapagtapos. So, kaya nga, gano'n na lang yung diligence at sipag ng armed forces to really go after them dahil na former military. That's why we commend yung mga tropa natin who really work hard for this. Of course, with the help of the other agencies na makuha talaga ito silang mga former military.
So were you able to find out, sir, if they have such crimes na involved before, or you still have to find it out?
Malalaman po natin since nahuli yung iba, sumuko naman yung iba, we can investigate, we can get the help of the PNP kung may mga records na sila.
Thank you, Ms. Marisol. May we hear from Ms. Tina Nolasco of DWIC.
Last question lang din po. Regarding po sa 9 ex-military po, na
natukoy na po ba kung ano pong kinabibilangan nilang organized crime group? Or may detalye na po ba tayo kaugnay dyan?
We will find that out. We will, kung meron akong mga resulta, interim na gagawin ng NBI.
Thank you. Maybe hear from Ms. Bianca Dava.
Afternoon po. Sir, gusto na lang malaman po kung nasabi po ba nitong mga huling nag-surrender kung bakit natagalan sila mag-surrender and may nagkaroon ba sa kanila?
Wala kami specific answer for that. Just the field work took us to them. So it's really a matter of time na mangyayari. I think it's a decision on their part to do what they did.
May nagkalong po ba sa kanila, sir? May nagkalong po ba sa kanila?
Meron sila, sabi ko nga, itong last batch, they were able to extricate themselves from after the battle, after the operation, nakapag-safe house pa sila, nakapunta pa sila sa ibang lugar, at doon sila kinausap pa sa ibang lugar. Kaya, merong tumulong sa kanila. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Unless there are other questions, that ends our press conference this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. And of course, thank you very much to all our secretaries and heads of the agencies and members of the meeting. Thank you.
So ayan mga kababayan, tapos na po yung press conference dito mga kababayan sa mga Kamkrami. Napakinggan nyo naman kanina mga kababayan, tayo mo. So ayan mga kababayan, tapos na po itong press con mga kababayan. So hanggang dito lang muna itong live natin. Maraming salamat sa walang sawang pagsuporta sa ating YouTube channel.